So you want to drift in Assetto Corsa. Okay. Step 1. The BMW E30 Drift. Step 2. The map called Drift. Make sure there are no artificial stability controls on the car, and load into the game.
Setup. And this is very important. Tires, set them to street 90s. 20 psi in the front, 15 in the rear. A little bit of fuel in the tank. ABS off. Rear wing 0. And set rear camber to -0.5. Save your setup and find this place on the map.
Start with just a burnout. Full throttle. Dump the clutch and stomp heavy on the brakes. Play around with the brake pressure to make the car slowly move around. The steering wheel in this case is just a small suggestion for the car. How it moves is really in how you manage the car's inertia, using the pedals under your feet. Now you can experiment and see what happens when you use less brakes. When it goes too fast, you can always get back on more brakes. In first gear, you should always be able to hit the limiter. When you have to feather the throttle, that probably means there is more steering angle available that you are not using. Less brakes is better, but don't be afraid to rely on them for now. It's still just a very fast burnout. When you can do this reliably, on the limiter for the most of it, find an uneventful moment and slam it into second gear. Immediately you should feel like you have to back off the throttle, or else you spin out. That feeling is correct. The throttle pedal has become a far more powerful tool, and as such, requires more care. When you can do this in second gear, then there is no reason why you couldn't do this. Oops! When you get in trouble, don't forget, it's all just a big burnout. For some reason, there were fireworks. Don't ask. They're all donuts, with various sizes and directions. Sometimes an acceleration between them to get to the next donuts. Whenever I feel like I have forgotten how to drift, or I'm learning a new car, I come here and do this exercise. It calibrates my feet. The rear tires are getting really slippery now. More precision on the throttle pedal is once again required. Hey, who put that grass there? When you can kind of do this, there is no reason why you couldn't do it in third gear on the big track. Now the donuts are really wide. And the brake pedal is still just as useful for affecting the speed and angle of the car. In such low grip conditions, it is important to get to high angle early enough to have time to accelerate.